G'day and welcome back to CS38 Racing. Today we're taking on the challenging circuit at the Sachsenring in Germany. It's a tough circuit with lots of tight and twisty corners, so mid-corner speed is key to being successful here. Let's see if we can get the Honda into the top 5.
Confidently to the bike.
So practice saw us take on the tricky circuit with primarily looking to focus on setting up our brake discs and our configurations of traction control, anti-wheelie and engine braking. Power mode 2 was used primarily through the second practice, as that allowed us to have a little bit smoother throttle delivery and cut a little bit of the wheelie, which was a big problem coming out of the final corner, as you'll see in a second. We did also have a few crashes to contend with also. As the session went on, we were primarily down the bottom end of the grid with the rest of the Hondas until we put in this lap here, which brought us all the way up to 8th position. So let's jump into our track guide. So as we come into the first corner, we have a very heavy braking section as we come into the really tight turn 1. There's a few different lines that you can take here, as had been seen with the race or sprint race with Morbidelli. There's a couple of lines that can be taken into that first corner. All of this first sector is very tight and very twisty, so it's all about sort of easing your throttle inputs and easing your brake inputs as you come to the first sector. As we're currently in the second sector, it is primarily always on the left-hand side. It's a very left-handed circuit, hence why Marquez likes the track so much. He likes left-handed tracks. As we come now across the second sector into the third sector, very interesting section of the track here. Very high speed, very fun if you get it right. Also very challenging to get right, I find for myself. Then we flick now into turn 11 and down the waterfall here in Germany, the most spectacular and visually entertaining aspect of the track, into the difficult turn 12. It's very easy to miss your braking and go wide there, all while trying to maintain really good corner speed, looking to get to the apex here but not too close to the curb because you will bring yourself down. And this lap was a 1:20.299, bringing us into 4th overall with 20 minutes on the clock for practice. So not too bad for our race pace overall. Let's see if we can continue that into qualifying. So as the session ended, that brought us to 6th, so we're still in that top 10, meaning we are into the top qualifying session. Alright, Q2 time. So the riders who got through from Q1 were Binder and Miller. We're sitting in 6th. Let's see if we can put ourselves in that top 6 for the race. So qualifying 2. Coming down into the tricky turn 12. I do struggle with this corner a lot, so that can be quite hard also. So now we're looking to maintain a very good pace. We've got both soft tyres on, front and rear. I believe I'm running the 340mm front brake disc, as the 320 was just a little bit not enough power when we needed it into the heavy braking sections of the track, or the heavy braking points. So we're coming through this first sector very tight and twisty. It's all about managing the throttle and the brake and just easing between your throttle and your accelerator and your brake, because when you're doing that, it allows the bike to turn, it allows it to feel a lot smoother. But I'm certainly not the smoothest around Sachenring, as it is not my favorite track, but in recent history we haven't had too many bad results there. Braking a little bit early into turn 8 to ensure that we have the bike stable as possible coming out into turn 9 and turn 10. And then we do the flick into turn 11, ensuring that we run out towards the curb, but we've just run over the curb there, so that's an invalid lap. Unfortunately, that's going to lose us a little bit of time. We had a bit of a twitch on the rear there. I thought we might have gone down. As we come now into turn 13, we're a bit wide, and this is the area that's we're losing a lot of speed on. We're just wheeling so much as we come over the hill there, which is losing us a lot of time, so we've got to manage that a lot. Coming into turn 1, you brake really hard, trying to get to a point where you can pull back across sort of like a double apex corner and ensure that you've got good amount of corner speed into this first sector. come through Castrol Omega, into turn 4, followed by turn 5. And this sector I really enjoy, getting close apex there and going out a little bit wider into turn 7, and then easing off the throttle and letting the bike do the turning and do the work to get the acceleration down into the braking zone for turn 8. But it's always really difficult to ensure that you're not going to abuse the track limits coming out of turn 11 here, as we put on the power, wanting to get out as wide as possible into the heavy braking zone for turn 12, trying not to lose the front as we did in practice. We got on the power soon out of turn 12, which gave us a good run, but the rear has stepped out into turn 13, and that has lost us an immense amount of time. An immense amount of time we lost there on that lap, but we're still 0.3 off, but I don't think that's going to be enough considering the lap times that look to be coming in from Bagnaia and Morbidelli and Espargaro. So we've got a bit of work to do here with 10 minutes on the clock. Run way wide into turn 8, straight into the kitty litter there, as the likes of the KTMs and I believe also Marc Marquez and Miguel Oliveira have all gone through on us there. So hopefully we've put ourselves in a position that we can sort of use them as a bit of a reference around the track and a bit of a guide to keep us motivated to get a really good lap time here. Someone's gone wide there. Looks like Marc Marquez has gone wide. I know he's cutting back into the pits. So we stay out to go for another lap. We've got 1.4 laps left in the tank according to the calculation on the dashboard. So into turn 1, we took a little bit of a different line there, and it's lost us time on our overall best time. So we need to ensure that we can keep good pace. We haven't got that much time really to play with here in the qualifying session. Going to try a tighter line into turn 7 this time around, see if it gives us any benefit on acceleration. Doesn't look like it. We're still quite a way off our personal best here, 5/10 off of our best lap time. Made up a little bit of time here into turn 11, but I don't think this lap is going to give us anything much, and we're currently sitting down in 12th, which would be a disaster as we're aiming for the top 6 front 2 rows here for the Honda. That would be an excellent return to form. Come in closer to the curb that time, so that was a good run out of the last corner, and we are up just. That puts us to 11th with a 121.019, so we're really needing to break into the 120s here. Even the mid 120s would be close and get us on target for those first 2 rows. So we have a chance here. We are up in this first sector, so if we can maintain this pace in this lap, let's see if we could set ourselves a top 2 row time. Just clipped the inner curb there a little bit, but we're still holding some good acceleration and corner speed. But I think we're out of fuel. We're out of fuel. That's going to directly impact our ability. Let's jump back to the pit, see if we can get out in time to set another lap. Let's go straight back out. We had the flow going. We had the mojo up, so to speak, so everything was working well. But we've only got 15 seconds on the clock, so it's going to be this last lap and that is it. So everything's riding on this. Marc Marquez is currently behind us, but I do think his lap time will supersede ours as we come flying down into turn 1. We bash on the brakes there, absolutely holding on for dear life to make sure we hit the apex. Now we're flicking into turn 2 and flick of change in direction into turn 3 with 0.196 off the fastest sector there. So we are setting a good time here. We could be on for an improvement. We've just got to get ourselves around the rest of this track. We're going to take this wider line because it gives us a good amount of acceleration down into turn 8. Oh, but we've just gone off the curbs there, and that is story over for us. We are starting in 11th, and Marquez didn't set a faster time there, so not so good for the King of Sachenring.
Get the whole.
Okay, it is sprint race time. We're on the line, starting from 11th, and we're off. But we've had a shocking start again. Look at that. All of the bikes have gone straight past us there. We're down to 16th before we've even hit the braking point for turn 1. There's a lot of challenging going on here, a lot of switching and rubbing paint. We're going to go onto the inside of Bezecchi. But Bezecchi's looking to make a move back through while he's also trying not to run into the back of his teammate of Digi there. Oh, we've had to switch back across, and that's knocked Bezecchi offline. But we've put ourselves up into 9th, so we've gained a few positions by the time it comes to halfway around the lap. And we do have an incident warning there as well, but we've got a few of those. But considering, had a twitch on the front there and that caused us to go wide, that's another track limits warning. So we've got 2 warnings in the space of half a lap of Sachenring, which is one of the shortest tracks on the calendar. That is not good. As we're eyeing a move on Alicia Spargo, we've got better acceleration down the waterfall into turn 8. Can we pull up into turn 8? We do manage to run a little bit wide and have to do a bit of a half-efforted block pass on Alicia Spargo there, but there could be the opportunity for him to come back through as we were a little bit wide out of turn 13. But we've managed to hold the gap. Now we're into the second lap here of 6. We've got Alex Marquez in our sights. Ahead of him is Binder, and I believe it's one of the Yamahas, or maybe both of the Yamahas by the look of it. Let's see if we can get a move here on Alex Marquez. Eyeing up. We've got some good pace here. It feels like we can get past Alex Marquez and put the Ducati behind us. Going to run this tighter line, see if we can force a move on the inside into turn 7. We are able to muscle our way through there. Very strong block pass. That puts us on to the back of Brad Binder here with the KTM doing quite well. Going to run this wider line, see if we can carry some corner speed and make a switch back into turn 11, but we're on the outside of Binder. We're going to get enough speed to make a move into turn 8. That seems to be our main overtaking point here so far this race. We did manage to do another block pass into turn 12, sorry, not turn 8. So maybe turn 12 is our corner to line up making the best moves that we can. Did a 120.198, so we're already faster than what we were doing in qualifying. You can see that, it's not another Yamaha that's ahead of Quartararo, it's the Aprilia of Miguel Oliveira. We've got some good speed coming into turn 8 now. We're closing on the back of Quartararo, who's only a couple of tenths ahead of us. Make that switch into... We're going again into turn 12. We've got the line. But we've messed up the braking point there. We're almost out into the car park. And that's going to let Quartararo back through at the halfway point of this race. Got too much wheelie there. That's also let Binder come back alongside. He's had a better run down into turn 1. We're going to have to cede the position there, but can we get an undercut? We had a bit of a wobble. Got the undercut. We've gone onto the green there, so that's another track limits warning. We have to be very careful of that, so I think we should just calm ourselves down, get into a rhythm and see if we can get past Brad Binder and Quartararo, but let's just focus first on getting into a rhythm, ensuring that we can make a move on Brad Binder. We're going for this inside line here and trying to force the move on Binder. We have into turn 7. So turn 7 is another overtaking point here that we seem to be quite strong before we defend into turn 8 and start to set our sights on tracking down Fabio Quartararo as we've made some time through these corners. Are we going to be in a position that we can attack into turn 12 again, but we're not by the look of it. We made a mistake into turn 11. Now into turn 12 again. We've had the mistake on the front end with the brakes. It's going to lose us a lot of time, so we really need to iron out the mistakes into turn 12. Forget turn 12. We've also made a horrible mistake into turn 13 and lost so much time there. Quartararo is now close to a second ahead of us as we were looking to be able to close onto the back tyre of the Yamaha man. So there's been an incident between Alex Marquez and Binder. That's behind us, directly behind us. Or it looks like there may have been an incident where Alex Marquez has pushed or crashed into Brad Binder, as Brad Binder is not right on our tail anymore. We only have a lap to go, but now that that pressure is relieved a little bit from the attack of KTM and Brad Binder, we now need to focus on getting ourselves right onto that rear tyre of Quartararo here. Got good speed down the waterfall. We're making sure that we hit the braking marker here. We have closed the gap down to Quartararo, but closing the gap and passing Quartararo are two very different things, and they are not easy, that is for sure. It's just that acceleration. As soon as the front wheel just stays up in the air, we're losing so much time compared to Quartararo. So we can see that we have the pace. We just need to ensure that we get our lines correct, our braking points exactly on point. Know that we've got a bit more speed here than Quartararo. Looking to make a move into turn 8, but we've had to brake early. Quartararo's gone around the outside and taken track limits as he's tried to go around the outside as well. We look for a move on the inside into turn 10. That's a rather unexpected move. Can we hold it into turn 11 and down the waterfall into 12? It looks like we've managed to. So we maybe on the last lap here claimed a top 5 spot behind the Aprilia of Oliveira. Half expecting a move to be coming from the Yamaha man there, but we've closed the door. But here's where we could lose it, the acceleration to the line. But we do, we claim 5th. Excellent job there for us, claiming 5th just on the last lap from the other top the top Japanese manufacturer in Fabio Quartararo with the Yamaha. We did a 120.198, so we're not far off race pace either. So that is an excellent job there. Happy to have claimed a top 5 in Sachenring. So that puts us 5th in the overall rider championships, not the team championships. chasing Franco Morbidelli in 4th and ahead of both of the factory Aprilias. That puts us 6th overall in the Teams Championship and 4th in the Constructors. Okay, so we're down here for the most important part of the weekend. We're going to run a soft combination. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, it's a little bit better start than the sprint. The KTM was very quick into turn 1. We're on the inside of Miller. Miller's gone down. I believe we'll probably get a penalty for that one. We're under investigation currently. So we should try and get a replay of what happened to Jack Miller there, as I think our contact may have just unsettled him a little bit, and we've got a long lap penalty for that as well. So we're going to have to contend that in this race. Also, as we look to make a move on the inside of Alicia Spargo for P9 on the first lap here, we're currently sitting behind Brad Binder, the person we were battling in the sprint race. So a rematch here between ourselves and Binder, as Binder probably got skittled by Alex Marquez in the sprint race. Going around the outside of Binder, clearly had better speed there. Now we're defending ourselves into turn 12. We've had to run a little bit wide, but we defend the position. We move up to 8th for the first lap. Not a great turn 13, but it's not the worst we've done this weekend. So we now look to make... Let's see if we can do the long lap penalty here first. Okay, we've managed to get that out of the way. We're back down to 12th, so we're pretty much in the same spot we started from on the grid. And now we're back to the position we started from on the grid. We did push Alex Marquez out of the way. We'll probably get a warning for that. But you know what? I guess we can sort of take that as it is. We're now back to looking to pass Vinales, Binder, and I believe there's another Aprilia ahead of him, possibly. So let's see what we can do. Oh, someone's gone down. That looks like the... Was it a Ducati or a KTM? Not too sure. Either way, we'll have to see if we have a replay of that one. If we don't, either way, we're looking to make a move on the outside of Vinales into turn 12. We've had a twitch and had to run a little bit wide, so we lost any momentum we did gain on the outside of Vinales there. Again, not a great run into turn 13. Gonna lose it on acceleration as the front just wants to stay in the air the whole time. Heavy braking into turn 1, but we have made up some ground on Vinales there. Been another crash in the third sector. Fastest lap currently sits with Bagnaia, 120. Alex Marquez is out, as well as Taka Nakagami. Fastest lap currently of the race is a 120.664 from Bagnaia. We're looking to close in on Vinales and Binder. We get a good run. Are we going to have an opportunity to get through on Vinales here? I don't think so. We get a bit better acceleration, but out of the corner we've got better speed. About ensuring that we hit our braking markers correctly so that we can not lose any time here. Easing away, being cautious of the curbs. We've done a 121.065, so we're starting to get into a better rhythm now. Again, we're deep into turn 1, but hopefully we can get a bit of a slingshot effect back through this section into the Omega corner. we're squirming all over the rear tyre of Vinales' Aprilia. We're going to make a move around the outside. I think it's a bit hard to make a move around the outside here. We've definitely got the pace. We're looking to the inside into turn 9, but we had to back out. And we're going for it. We're going for a move on the inside into turn 11, down into the waterfall, blocking Vinales on the exit there. Can we manage to pull up for turn 12? It looks like we've gone deep, so Vinales is probably going to come back through. No? Okay. That's a little bit surprising. So we've managed to get through on Vinales, moved on to 120.916. So we're starting to get ourselves into solid lap times here. Looking like we're close to Binder. Trying to force a move through on Binder here. It's a bit of a twitch from the KTM. Can we make a move on the inside into turn 11 like we did with Vinales? It doesn't look like we're able to. A good entry and exit. Oh no, the rear stepped out on us there. That's going to lose a lot of time through to Binder, but we did a 120.864, so we know we've got more time compared to what we were doing in the sprint. We're way wide into turn 1, pretty much almost out on the penalty loop there. Again, we're getting a good drive into turn 8, but we're needing to really capitalize on it in the second half of the lap because, oh, we've gone wide. There's going to be a track limits warning. Binder's starting to get away from us a bit here, so we need to ensure that we can settle into a rhythm, see if we can challenge for the top 8 here. Got a track limits warning there. Again, we seem to be able to close on to the back of Binder but not actually make a move past. Is this possibly our opportunity through on Binder? We've got better pace here. We're looking to the inside, but no, we had to brake. It's very challenging to get past Binder here. Very hard rider to pass. So if our normal overtaking spots are not enough to get past Binder, we might have to force a move somewhere else. Again, we can see we're not far off this group that I think leads to, must be 5th place. Binder looks like he's made a little bit of ground on Digi Antonio. Okay, we're looking again like we can get enough. We can get close enough to Binder, but not enough to overtake. But could this be it? We're looking to make a move around the outside into turn 12. Braking early, making sure... Oh, we're still running wide into turn 12, but can we get a cut back at all on Binder into the final corner? Doesn't look like it. See if we can get into the slipstream of Binder here. Done a 120.766, so we are in good lap times. Trying to get that inside line, see if we can force a move on Binder here at all. Really spent a lot of laps sitting behind the KTM of Binder here. Okay, we're looking for that inside. We're looking for that inside move. We've made it work. It was a little bit pushy, but we did make it work. Now we're looking to defend that position, that move up into the top 8. On that lap 9 of 11 here. Trying to keep everything as smooth as possible. We've got enough tyre underneath us to be making these sort of laps. And we have gapped Binder at this stage, so we've shown that we do have enough pace to get past Binder and hold past Binder. We've done a 120.730, so we're doing very good laps here. Whoa, we've gone to the inside very hot into turn 1. That's going to let Digi back through, but if we can still hold the position against Binder, it means we haven't really lost any ground. Okay, we're going to try and force the move again. This is where we're strongest overall at Sachenring. But Digi was brave enough to hang it around the outside. We have to brake early into turn 8 to ensure that we both get through the corner safely. But now we're right behind Digi. Going to make a move. We're going to make a move coming out of turn 10. Really trying to cut Digi off there, and we've managed to do that. We are just out onto the edge on track limits. Track limits warning there. Making sure that we hit the right brake marker for turn 12. We don't want to lose any more time here now. We're still a bit deep. Question now becomes, are we in a position that we could challenge for 6th spot and reclaim another top 6? We'll have to see over the course of this last lap. Okay, we can see that we've got a bit of pace here compared to Oliveira, and we are up on our fastest time and our personal best lap of the Grand Prix, but I don't know if we're going to have enough to catch on to 6th place here. Trying to look at the inside, but it's caused us to run a little bit deep. Can we get a cut back? I don't think we're going to get a cut back. We can't get the inside into turn 13. I think we'll just have to let it be as it is. We are pushing to the line as best as we can, but it's 7th place. Overall, that's a solid result. 7th place, I think, deserves a big thumbs up and a subscribe, considering we are riding the Honda. Fabio made the Japanese manufacturer absolutely sing around this circuit with a 120.633 for the win. Pecco is still leading the championship. We are in 5th. Surprisingly, we're in 5th place. That's a really good position there for us on 110 points. Fabio in 9th. And overall in the team's championship, we've dropped 1 position to Monster Energy, and we're still 4th in the Constructors' Championship. Okay, so if you've liked that one, guys, give it a big thumbs up, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and if you want to find out if we stay with our current team for next season or look to move to another team next season, ensure to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for the next CS38 racing episode. Alright guys, stay safe, have fun, keep living life, see you on the next one, bye for now.